2 of first flight class 10 Cbse, that is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. And this is my third video on this chapter. In the previous video, we have seen how Nelson Mandela was saluted by the generals of the defense force, who a few years back would not have saluted him but rather arrested him. Then we also discussed that two national anthems were sung, one by the whites and one by the blacks. We also discussed about the patriots who paved the way to freedom. Now in this video, we will discuss about all those heroes who actually made it possible, and we will also see how Nelson Mandela spent his childhood. So let's start the explanation part.
So, well, children, let's start today's explanation. We are doing chapter number 2 of First Flight Class 10 Cbse, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. Now, in these lines, Nelson Mandela is saying that this apartheid had created a deep and lasting wound in the hearts of my people. My people are deeply hurt because of this apartheid policy. We have been tormented. We have been discriminated so badly that it will take many years to recover from that profound hurt. Profound means deep hurt. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sicilis, the Chief Luthelis, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobukways of our time. Men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Nelson Mandela is saying that due to this apartheid policy, we people have suffered a lot. But there is one more reality. Due to this oppression and brutality, unintended effect could be seen. And what was that? This oppression and brutality had produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sicilis, the Chief Luthelis, Yusuf Dados, and Bram Fishers, as well as Robert Sobukways. See, my dear children, he wants to say that when the whites oppressed us, when the whites tormented us, that time what happened? We got some real heroes. We got certain people who came out to revolt against this apartheid regime. And they were Oliver Tambo, Walter Sicily, Chief Luthelis, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobukways. On your screens, you can see the pictures of these great men. All these people fought against the apartheid policy. all these people started anti-apartheid movement, and they revolted against the whites and demanded equality for the blacks. And Nelson Mandela is saying that these men, they were of such extraordinary courage. They had a lot of courage. They had a lot of wisdom. And at the same time, they were very kind people. Generosity means the quality of being kind. They were very kind people. And it is very difficult to find such people in the coming years, because these people are extraordinary. These people are exceptional. Now we'll move on. Perhaps it requires such depth of oppression to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Further, Nelson Mandela is saying that it requires such depth of oppression to create such heights of character. Very beautiful line. I would explain this particular line in Hindi also. देखिए, जब अंग्रेजों ने बहुत ज्यादा अत्याचार हम भारतीयों पर करना शुरू किया, तब जाकर हमारे देश ने चंद्रशेखर आजाद, भगत सिंह, राजगुरु, सुखदेव और महात्मा गांधी जी और भी बहुत से लोग हैं, ऐसे महान 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 लोगों को हमने आगे आते हुए देखा, जिन्होंने देश की आजादी के लिए अपने आप को कुर्बान तक कर दी। देश की आजादी के लिए हर प्रकार का जुल्म उन्होंने सहा। The same thing what Mandela is saying here, that if that type of oppression would not have been there, then these people would not have been there. अगर उस प्रकार से ज्यादती ना की जाई होती, उस प्रकार से उत्पीड़न ना किया गया होता, तो आज शायद ऐसे महान नेताओं का जन्म नहीं होता। My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have also always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. We all know that South Africa is a country that is very rich in minerals and gems, but Mandela is saying that more than that, the people of South Africa, they are more precious than these gems and minerals, because they are true people, fine people, and they are the purest diamonds. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. Now he's saying that it is from these comrades. Comrades means fellow people. People who are with you, people who are also fighting against this apartheid policy. So Nelson Mandela is saying that from these people, he learned the actual meaning of courage. Time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. He is saying that I have seen men and women ready to sacrifice their lives for an idea. And what is that idea? Anti-apartheid movement. What is that an idea? That idea is that we will not bow down to these whites. We will not tolerate this type of discrimination. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. He is saying that I have seen men facing extreme brutality. I have seen men facing extreme torture and attacks, but they did not give up. They did not say that, okay, I am ready to do whatever you want to do. They were always ready to face whatever hardships came on the way. Resilience means the ability to deal with any kind of hardship, and defies means something that is beyond your imagination. The kind of torture, the kind of tormentation these people faced, that is something beyond the imagination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. He is saying that courage doesn't mean that there is no fear, but it means triumph over it, means victory over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he conquers that fear. He further says that a brave man is not brave because he does not feel afraid. He also feels afraid, but the big thing is you have to overcome that fear. You have to defeat that fear. You have to conquer that fear. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Now, Nelson Mandela is saying that when a child is born, he does not hate anybody. He does not know what is the meaning of hatred. But the society, the people who are around that child, they actually teach that child what is hatred. So, first of all, people must learn how to hate, because love is a natural thing. It's a God's gift, and it comes naturally to the human heart. So once you start hating somebody, then only you will understand the feeling of love. Even in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards. Perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. He's also saying that in the saddest times also, when there was no hope, when his fellow people, my comrades means his fellow people, when they were tortured to that extreme level, that time he saw a glimmer. Glimmer means a light of humanity in one of the guards. Perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. He realized for a moment that this guard, this policeman, although he's torturing me, although he's tormenting me, but somewhere in his heart, still humanity is there. Maybe for a second he showed that humanity, but somewhere it is naturally in that man, and that is sufficient, and that gave Nelson Mandela a kind of courage to go ahead with his movement. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Wonderful line. He further says that man's goodness is a flame. इंसान की जो अच्छाई है वो एक लौ की तरह है. That can be hidden. उसे आप छुपा सकते हैं, but never extinguished. लेकिन आप उसे बुझा नहीं सकते. Okay, so that was all from today's explanation part. I hope you all have understood whatever we have discussed so far, and go through the explanation part once, twice, and thrice. And please note down the difficult words, learn the difficult words. That would be helpful to you. And now we'll move on to today's homework. Let's see what is today's homework. Now you can see on your screens, today's homework is there. What do the military generals do? How has their attitude changed and why? This is the first question. Now we'll move on to the second question. How does Mandela describe the systems of government in his country in the first decade and in the final decade of the 20th century? Now, third question. What does courage mean to Mandela? Fourth question. What does he think is natural? To love or to hate? And the fifth question is, what was the effect of the policy of apartheid on the people of South Africa? So, my dear children, these 5 questions will be a homework for all of you. And do this homework, write down the answers of this question. And in the next video, the answers, the solutions will be provided to all of you in PDF format. And if you have any confusion, please feel free to ask questions and I would help you out. So that was all from this video. Thank you.
So children, I hope whatever portion we have covered in this video is very clear to all of you. Now read the chapter once again and get your doubts cleared. That was all from this video. Thank you and God bless.